right, everybody, we're back for episode 21 of Shoot the J. To my left, as always, I have Don Jackson. Below, we have Tyrone Jackson. And we always start off the same way. What are you drinking?
Well, I'll jump in here. I got a little Irish coffee this morning with a little Woodford Reserve bourbon. It's pretty good.
That sounds nice.
I never get that kind of stuff when I come over to his house, man.
They have you with the mad dog over at his house.
Hey, got a little nitrate.
I hook you up, T. I hook you up.
Not the reserve, though.
We tried the 12 years.
I be getting the starters. That's what I get. I don't get no reserves. I get straight starters, bro.
You didn't come when we had a graduation. Me and Dave cracked open this bottle of 12 years Jamaican rum that I was saving for the
wow.
12 year age in honor of the 12 them graduated from 12th grade. That thing was aged when they were in first grade, if you could believe that.
Well, I'm drinking water at this point then.
A little bit of that too, my brother.
Okay. Stay hydrated, my friends.
Well, I got Paradise Park beer. It's a little hoity-toity for twaswa type of beer.
Is that the Girl Scout cookies of beer right there? What is that?
I think so, Ty. That's the Samoas.
That's them Thin Mints.
That's the Thin Mints of beer.
No, I actually won this in a bet from a guy who lives, in Lakeview area. So a lot more hoity-toity than I'm used to. You know what I mean?
Oh, I understand. That's sweet to drink now that you won that bet. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to crack it open in honor of my man and I won the bet,
Did it fizz when you cracked it open? I mean,
it fucking sound like a tab when I opened
it. I heard a little pap.
Skibbity pap.
Get this skibbity pap hand.
Little skibbity pap.
All right, guys. We'll start off with a topic now. It's called
Everybody talking about they're the realest. They've been fake so long they don't even know what real is.
Okay.
Brooklyn Nets or the Utah Jazz? Which one is for real?
I would say the Brooklyn Nets, when they get KD back, is going to be for real. Utah just got beat by the Heat. They're a formidable contender, but like one of the Morris brothers on the Lakers said, yeah, we'll see what happens in the playoffs. But if any other team was having the run that Utah is having right now, they would be talking about them left and right. But because it's Utah, that's why. But they certainly have a lot of pieces, and Jordan Clarkson is playing like a madman off that bench. I was like, man, where were you playing like this when you was with the Lakers, or with the Cavaliers? So a lot of people are having a resurgence in their career, and I like Utah. I don't get them wrong, but Brooklyn's coming out of East too, and what they've been able to do the past couple of games, I think they're almost tied for first place or a half a game back of Milwaukee. So I got to go with them until they get to the championship game.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to come with some stats for y'all. Looking at Brooklyn's records right now, Brooklyn is 22-12. They have a pattern of scoring 100 or more points, even in losses. They are first in points per game scored, third in assists, but they're 28th in points allowed and 18th in rebounds per game. And Utah Jazz is 26-7 currently, number one in the West, scoring in 100s again and above in each game, even in games they've lost. They're third in points per game, but they're 21st in assists. But the defensive side of the ball, they're third in points allowed and rebounds per game. So if you look at that defensive formula that we've known to win championships, it's kind of like what Ty was saying too about being disrespected because they're in Utah. Utah traditionally had some very good fundamental teams. You can't sleep on them, and they can quietly just get the job done. Before you know it, they're putting up 130, 120 points on you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. So I think who's for real? I think both teams are for real.
Okay.
Right now, Utah has a surge and an advantage in my book because Brooklyn's success is going to depend on KD and James Harden all being healthy at the same time to make a good playoff push. If one of them is out of that mix, it's going to be tough for Brooklyn.
Okay. I tend to agree with Don that both of the teams are for real. But if I had to ask myself who's the most real, man, I would almost have to say Utah Jazz. Only because they have way more chemistry. They've been doing this longer with their core than Brooklyn has. And we don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs. We got a lot of people with playoff question marks on that Brooklyn team, just like Utah. But I think that experience with the Denver Nuggets when they lost, Mike Conley just rimmed out that shot and they went 7 games, like really gave them that experience that they need. They have the two major stars with Gobert and with Donovan Mitchell. They know who their third option is, which is Mike Conley is the third guy. And then, as Tyrone said, you got Clarkson, you got Ingles, the 3-point shooters. I mean, they just rain in threes on you from every angle, and they know the guy who's going to get them a bucket in a crunch, which is Mitchell. I just think they know who they are. I think they know their identity more than Brooklyn does, which you're going to need in those playoff runs. Tyrone, you have something to say about that?
Yeah, because I was going to say you got to factor in the different coasts. So Don, what are the top 8 teams in the East, and what are the top 8 teams in the West right now?
I can look that up for you. Let me. I can.
Because and while he's looking that up, just think about this. Everybody in the East is beatable. I mean, there's nobody who's really like Philadelphia is not really a favorite. Milwaukee has let us down way many times if you're a Milwaukee fan. The Heat can be sometimey. You got a lot of teams like the Knicks are trying to surge and get a spot. Chicago, you don't know what they are. Detroit, they done. Atlanta, they ain't doing nothing. So who do you have that you can trust over there? Opposed to like everybody in the West. Look at the Phoenix Suns, what they're doing right now. So Don, what you got?
All right, so our top 8 in the East: Philly, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Toronto. Remember, I told y'all about Toronto.
Yeah.
At the time I told y'all about them, they was in the 15th spot.
Yeah, I didn't believe him.
Yeah,
I know. I
you
just
kind of
want
laughed at you a little bit, D. I remember.
I
y'all
did laugh at
laughed.
him.
Y'all laughed at me.
I'm still
All right.
laughing.
Miami.
I
I'm
didn't
not
think
laughing,
you
bro.
were
I'm not laughing at these.
I laughed. I'm the one that laughed at it.
I'm gonna play it
You
back.
did laugh at
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm gonna
You
do.
don't have to. I'm owning it. Go
He
ahead.
copped to it, Dave. He copped to it.
All right.
So fourth is Toronto. Miami is fifth. New York is sixth, which
See?
is very unlikely with a 16 and 17 record. Miami, New York, and Boston are all 16 and 17. Indianapolis is 15 and 16. So you're talking about below 500, and they're in the top in the top 8.
Can you trust that? So Brooklyn can come out of that easily. Now, read the West, Don.
All right, we got Utah, Clippers, Lakers, Phoenix, Spurs, Portland, Golden State, and Denver. So, and
Those
Dallas,
are monsters. That's
right,
monster teams.
right
And
at
Dallas is
that,
right there.
right at the number 9 spot. New Orleans and Memphis is knocking at the 10th spot. So they with a tied record there. So
Who's the 8 seed down in the West?
Denver Nuggets.
To be honest with you, the 8 seed in the West could beat top down 1 through 8 in the East, in my opinion. I think the
You
8
saying
seed in the
that?
West.
Nah.
They might have a problem with Philly and Brooklyn.
Thank you.
They
Philly
can
and
beat
Brooklyn.
them though. Yeah, they may have a problem with them, but the 8 seed is still a good match for the 1 seed in the East.
Yeah.
It ain't like
definitely.
you're gonna walk over Denver. Murray can get you 50 on. What did he score? 53 times against the Clippers, elite defenders. Jokic is a walking triple double. The 8 seed in the West can beat the Brooklyn Nets. They're not favored to beat them. You know, Brooklyn's got a better team, but they could give people problems.
So
So the consensus is the Brooklyn Nets can be for real, but the strength of schedule in the East, you feel like it's not making them as real maybe as Utah Jazz.
right. If Utah was on the other side, they'd be killing things in the East, and then I'll be more apt to say that they would be the realest team. But
Right.
Brooklyn is only going to get better since KD is able to rest like he is, and Harden is playing himself into supreme shape, and now that they've established he's the point guard. Now listen, this is D'Antoni and Steve Nash.
Right.
They're not going to play defense, but however, their defense has gotten better over time. Now, David, I know that you think that's fool's gold, their defense, the way they're playing, but it is better than what they've been playing. And so the Brooklyn Nets, I mean, you can have any kind of scheme you want, but when you have those 3 players there with that kind of offensive output, It's just like LeBron, Chris Bosh, and D Wade. They didn't have real plays when they first got together, and they made it to the finals. So you can't deny the mismatches that all three of those players for the Nets hold. And then you throw in Joe Harris, who's shooting like a beast, and nobody can double team him. Or you got to put a French player on Joe Harris. And what's my boy Jeff Green is playing well.
DeAndre Jordan.
Right, DeAndre Jordan. It's a hard matchup.
Here's where I have, and I'm not going to stay on this too long because we have other topics, but here's where I have a problem with Brooklyn Nets. Okay, they are immensely talented, but as we saw in Golden State in 2015 and 2016, it's a problem if I can go at your best player, right? If I'm picking out your best player to go at defense, like normally you isolate against a weak player, right? And you say we're gonna go at them. But if I can go at Kyrie and James Harden on every possession, where we don't even have to have a pick and roll, I can just go directly at you. That's a problem. Like they're giving up a lot of points because the two best players, two of the three best players, don't play any defense. So it's like I don't have to adjust to play and find out who the weak piece is going to be. The weak piece is out there every time defensively. I can score on Kyrie. I can score on James Harden. And they got to win with the game of we have to score more points than you do. And you know when it gets to the seven-game series, those points get harder and harder to come by. So that's my only issue with them. I can't isolate against Donovan Mitchell. I can't isolate against Gobert when I need to get a bucket. I can isolate against Kyrie when I need a bucket. I can isolate against James Harden when I need to get a bucket. That's the only thing that kind of gives me hesitations about this.
But KD is the ultimate mismatch on that other end. So it's a team who has to, just when you think you're trying to slow down Kyrie and you're slowing down James Harden, here comes KD, unguardable at his size and position. I'm sorry, LeBron learned it the hard way too. When they had Golden State on the ropes, who was filling out Golden State that time LeBron played him? KD. And he's there, and he's gonna get you buckets. There's no way you can stop it.
But guess what I could do? Guess what I can do to Kevin Durant that I can't do to James Harden and I can't do to Kyrie. I could double Durant because he's not a good passer. He's a willing passer, but they're not running a motion offense like they're running in Golden State. Golden State ran that offense where you can't double anybody out there, and they stretch you out so far with Clay and Steph, and they'll backdoor you to death with Sean Livingston and Iguodala and Draymond Green. They ain't running that offense. They are running isolation. Durant on that wing, James Harden in the middle, and Kyrie on the other wing. So I could run a double. When he gets the ball at the last minute, at the last few seconds on the shot clock, I could run a double team over at Kevin Durant.
Guess where defense is played, Dave?
Where's that?
Between the ears.
Okay.
And some of these cats ain't got it, bro. What you're saying is a very headstrong thing. But who can sustain that, bro? And then once you put it down on tape, give me that double team. You might beat me one game, but give me that double team any day. And as KD is like a 7-footer, run that double team. He'll be able to pass out. If I'm a coach, I'm gonna put somebody there for him if that double team comes out. It'll be an easy pass to make. They said Shaq wasn't good at passing. He got better at it. They said Tim Duncan wasn't good, didn't know how to deal with the double team, and he got a master at it. All you got to do is just do one thing. But first of all, who's going to double team Kevin Durant? They're not going to try that. He's the mismatch. He won't be able to have it.
My thing is, you don't double team all game, but when those, like Don said, ultimate mismatch, those type of shots, when it's late in the shot clock, 5 seconds left, I can run a double team at. I'm double teaming all game. But that bailout type of stuff where he's the mismatch nightmare, which he is, I'm sending guys over there with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, and I'm a damn to make a pass because he will beat you with the shot.
But I'm going to tell you, the other issue is you still have to contain two other killers. You got Kyrie Irving and you got Harden. And I'm sorry, Harden is by himself a nightmare on a mismatch. Because if you try to choke up on him, always goes to goal and get the basket, and somehow the ball falls in. I hate to say it.
He's a great actor too.
And he'll get a 4-point play on you at the 3-point line. I've seen it happen where the guy ain't even touching. He'll kick his leg out, and the ball goes swish right through there, and then now you see Harden at the line shaking his head.
It just might be a personal thing for me. I just never been afraid of players who don't play defense. And it didn't matter how great they were offensively. I just never had any fear in my heart for guys who don't play defense because I know I can go whatever business they give me, I can give them equal opportunity business on the other end. I've just never been afraid of guys like that, especially in the playoffs. Guys that don't play defense, look at Phoenix Suns. They got a million offensive players. Tyrone's team, Steve Nash and Myra Stoudemire and Joe Johnson, and they're gonna play.
Who was the coach? Who was the coach of that though?
Mike D'Antoni, who's
Exactly.
the coach of Brooklyn.
Exactly.
I ain't never been afraid of dudes that don't.
He's the offensive side of the ball. He ain't the defensive side of the ball. That's for sure.
He's always been offensive side of the ball,
Yes,
even
I'm
when he
saying.
was defensive side of the ball.
Well,
I can't stand
next
D'Antoni.
topic, 'cause
He
we
messed
have
up your team too, Don. He
Sure
messed up
did.
my team, and he
Oh, I
messed
know
up.
he messed up the Knicks. You can't tell me.
Let's move on to the next topic. Teofimo Lopez's next fight, it went out to bid from promoters. Now he's being promoted by Top Rank currently with Bob Arum, okay? But the people who own the title, all the different sanctioning bodies, usually put it up to bid for promoters. Matchroom with Eddie Hearn put in a sealed bid to promote his next fight, and Top Rank Bob Arum put in a bid. When it didn't come back substantial for the amount that these different sanctioning bodies felt like it should have been, Triller, the promotional group who did the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr., they put in a bid that's doubled the biggest bid sent in by either Top Rank. Actually, it was worth more than both of the proposals combined. So they bid $6 million to promote Teofimo Lopez's next fight. Should Top Rank and should Matchroom, Eddie Hearn over in the UK, be concerned about Triller now entering the boxing promotion world?
Go ahead, Ty.
Yes, and they have if they bring the fights that the people want to see, it's done for them because Top Rank and Matchroom and all these people have been holding on to their O's for the longest time to preserve their championships, their belts that they have. WBO is for this one. Oh, the WBC is the IBF is for me. Blah blah blah. And when you do that, you have these silos everywhere. You have a silo right here and a silo over there, and these never come together. And then when you want to give us the fight, they're old or tarnished somehow, and we're not interested in it. I'd rather watch Jake Paul fight somebody than that. That's what they're showing us. However, Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom was just on a Country Wayne skit. You know what I'm saying? And so look at what they're gonna do is be relevant, and that's all. That's why MMA is doing much better than boxing, and I hope that MMA don't follow suit because they don't have undefeated fighters in the MMA, and they still making money. So you can make money at this thing without having a fight that's undefeated. Just give us the fights that we want to see. That's how you make money.
All right.
But you know, MMA almost made a mistake with Tito Ortiz and the hardest hitting Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, Iceman.
They were protecting Ortiz, and everybody knew that Chuck Liddell would get the better of them if they ever matched up. So they finally did this grand super battle, they called it. But you know, the predictable happened. Chuck Liddell won. So I mean, I agree with you, Ty. You know, we start to see an outcry by the boxing fans. Give us the fights we want to see, and let's stop running and hiding and keeping your losing list boxers on the main card. So if Triller is going to beat them and they can get the payday, that's a win-win for Triller, and it's a win-win for the fans because we want to see the matchups, man. We don't want to see somebody fight until they old and gray because of shady promotional tactics.
Well, my comment is on if you can see the Triller towel, I'm gonna raise up a towel from the last matchup between Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. I think the other boxing promoters need to be afraid. To me, what Triller has done was they put in the perfect combination between sports and entertainment on their ticket.
Snoop Dogg.
Yes, the Snoop Dogg commentary went viral. Just the commentary, not even for the main fight. The commentary for a sub fight went viral. They had 4 rappers that headline in between each fight. They brought a Wiz Khalifa in. They brought another rapper in. They brought in the YouTuber with Jake Paul. Then they brought in the celebrities with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. Then they had an MMA guy fight Badu Jack, a real boxer. They had a great marriage of what people wanted to see. So I said, give us a fight we want to see. I think they should be very afraid, because when a promotional company like Triller gets involved, they don't have to follow the rules that's set in boxing. Well, we're going to do 5 undercards and this, and we'll have a round girl. They've proven we could do whatever we want to do. And I was excited with the promotion.
They might have a bad fight in the lion next. You never know.
yeah. Semi Pro is Jackie Moon is fighting a bear. But they weren't bound by the tradition that boxing has had in the last 100 years. They brought in 4 rappers. They had a dynamic light show and screen that they had. It was just amazing promotion. And when I bought the fight just to see the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. But I have to say I was excited at the production value. My sister-in-law worked on that. Shout out to Rebecca and them out there. They worked on the production for Triller. So I think the other promoters really need to be afraid, because I think Triller has the means. That Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight is top 5 all-time pay-per-view. That's top 5 Mayweather Pacquiao, Mayweather Conor McGregor, Mayweather De La Hoya. I think the Tyson Spinks was the most biased. This was 5th all-time with Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. So if they start leeching boxers from these other promoters, I think the sky's the limit for Triller. They might be the new King Vision.
You know what's funny, Dave? You know that saying, if you can't beat them, join them? Mm-hmm. I turned on the TV the other day, and the animation Justice League was on. Okay. And who did I see in the Justice League but Lex Luthor? I was like, how did Lex Luthor get to be in the Justice League, right? But that's what they're going to have to do. If you can't beat them, you're going to have to join them, And that's the way of the dinosaur, bruh. I mean, the way they've been doing things and resting on it, they haven't expanded their market. They've just been resting on it, making their money. You know what I'm saying? But now your money's just going to go out the window if you don't give the cats to fight. Look, Charlo Brothers is a perfect example. Terrence Crawford. Why is Terrence Crawford not a household name? Because you want Terrence Crawford to do all the promotion. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford is not that guy. He going to give you the fight that you want to see.
Yes.
It's up to you to build up who he is. Like, Dave, we talked about this earlier. How did we, a long time ago, how would you market Terrence Crawford? You'd be calling him the, what do you call him? The something killer, the Texas killer, or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Put him in a cowboy hat, the outlaw, call him that. Something, you know what I'm saying? Man, market him. Everybody's not Floyd or Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Where they can come Tyson Fury.
Buster.
Yeah, call him that. That would be cold.
Right.
Have some ladies draped on him with a little cow skin on or something like that, Do something.
But Tyrone, to your point, the promoters in the past have become too formulaic.
Right.
They had the pretty boy Floyds, and they wanted to Sugar Ray Leonard, and Muhammad Ali was a self-promoter. They've got formulaic about, this guy is this ethnicity, and we're going to market him as this. But, Deontay Wilder with these costumes and stuff, and with these ring entrances, and when we went to the fight, they had explosion in the arena, and every little part enclave in the arena, they had trumpet players and dancers all over the place, Yeah. And so Bob Arum and those guys are getting lazy because they want these guys to build up their own Instagram following and build up their own market. Everybody's not Muhammad Ali. Everybody's not till this day, Wilder. Everybody's not like that. Do your job. You're the promoter. Promote the guy. The guy's supposed to fight, like you said. Terrence Crawford's supposed to knock him out. You saw he knocked out Kell Brook, huh? He did what he was supposed to do. Now you do what you're supposed to do. Knock the promotions out. Let me bring our guest in, because he's been waiting patiently in the guest room.
Okay. Oh my word. Come on in, bro.
How y'all doing?
What's up, Godfrey?
Oh man, what's going on?
Get that camera in there, bro.
It ain't sure? Okay.
Nah, it's not showing that, bro. Oh, there we
There we
go.
go.
Yes.
What's going on?
We was hoping Dave did a tutorial with you, man.
Uh,
Yes, in the
no, he just,
backfield there, man. We trying to bring it to the forefront. You know what I
yeah, I know. He treat me like an outside. It's all right. What's going on?
We got to welcome to the show Godfrey Perriott here, sports enthusiast, avid basketball player. Also, you're an accountant too. Is that correct?
Some accounting, mostly finance, little housing investments, restaurant franchisee. Try a little bit of everything.
All
Right.
right.
And you had a seminar just a while back on how to build wealth too. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think we did that through the Black Chamber.
I
Great,
need
great.
to
Well,
join
we
that.
have
Let
to
me
have
know
you on
when
the
you do
show.
that again, Godfrey.
Wait, what's that, Don?
What's up?
I say I need to join that. Let me know when y'all do that one again. I need to learn some tools. You know what I mean?
We'll do.
And let me know when the restaurant stuff happens too.
Well, we always start off the show. What are you drinking? Hold up your drink and let everybody know what you're drinking out here, Godfrey.
Bottled water.
Bottled water. There we go. Breakfast of champions.
I'm impressed.
He got to stay hydrated for all them fouls that he likes to do on the court. You know? Well, we're happy to have you on the show today. We were just talking about a couple other topics. We brought you on to talk a little Saints football. Russell Wilson just made a comment that he has 4 trade options or trade destinations he would like to go to, one of them being the New Orleans Saints. What are your thoughts on Russell Wilson joining New Orleans Saints? Is that a good fit? And what are you willing to give in order to get a player of Russell Wilson's caliber?
I think he would be a seamless fit, coming behind Drew Brees with a little bit more agility. Arm is stronger. He's just as smart. I mean, Brees has never been a big arm type quarterback. He's more of a precision where he would pick the defensive part. Well, Wilson can do that. Plus, he's younger, so he's a little bit more agile and a little bit stronger. Saints over the salary cap. What I would give up is some of those defensive backs. I mean, I know they're big on Marshawn Lattimore and stuff like that, but he's going to be due a big contract and we can't pay him. So they're going to have to get real creative on what they're doing. And those overpaid offensive linemen that doesn't protect Brees the way he needs to be, they either going to have to be restructured or traded as well.
Okay. Don, you want to join in?
I just think I agree with Godfrey in that the Saints would have a seamless position with Russell Wilson, but what do you sacrifice to get him? And Seattle Seahawks need linemen. We know that because that was a major complaint of Russell Wilson, that he was getting hit too much this past season and not able to do his job. So would we trade away all of our linemen? And I think they would focus on Russell Ramczyk. And I think that's a big no-no. We don't let Ramczyk go. I don't know if Terrell Armstead is still playing. He was very valuable. We have a few other guys that are trying to work together. Andrews Pete, I mean,
please let him go. You could take him. Take his whole
couldn't let him go. I wouldn't give up Lattimore. I'm sorry, Lattimore is a dog. He goes after the best wide receiver from the opposing team. Is not afraid to challenge him, and we haven't had that kind of consistent cornerback play for the Saints. So, I just don't know. What do you give up? All your first round draft picks? We got a 28th round draft pick. We'd have to give up 2 first round draft picks to get 2 second round draft picks in 2022 for Russell Wilson. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it.
Okay. All right.
I would give up Sean Payton's uncle, his Marshawn Lattimore, the ball boy, the water boy, Adam Sandler, Gatorade,
Dog.
all up for him. Because the man has been proven, just think about Russell Wilson's journey. He leaves North Carolina State, goes to Wisconsin, learns their offense within a couple of months, takes them into a bowl game. He does well with them. He gets drafted by Seattle as the third string quarterback. They bring in Matt Flynn behind, who was instrumental with holding down the fort when Aaron Rodgers got hurt in Green Bay, was putting up all kind of numbers. They expected him to be the starter with only training camp, only preseason and training camp. Russell Wilson gets to be the first string quarterback and let them cut Matt Flynn, who they brought over and paid money for. And then his contract wasn't as good as the rest of them, right? He finally is starting to get some money. He's got a championship. He was one play away that he didn't call, mind you, from beating the Patriots and winning. Now, they try to give him everybody like the Saints. They gave him Jimmy Graham and all this stuff. They didn't give him the New Orleans Saints offense. Here's an opportunity for him to play for the man that he emulates and for a system where we have this genius coach that is going to try to utilize him with all the weapons that they have. Go ahead, give him the Tebow brother. What's his name that we have? Taysom Hill. Give him Taysom Hill. Taysom Tebow. Give him him. Y'all can take him too. Keep Jameis Winston if you can keep Jameis.
I can't believe
he's a small guy, no doubt. He's definitely a small guy. He can pick up any offense fast.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe this, but I'm agreeing totally with Godfrey on this. 100% with Godfrey on this. I would give up Marshawn Lattimore. You can't get something without giving something. You got to give up a star, some type of star to get a star. And if we can't pay him, if the salary cap is coming up, we're already over. We don't know what Drew Brees' status is. He got another $14 million against the cap on us. I would give up Lattimore for him. I would definitely give up Puddin. That's what I call Kobe calls Andrew Pete Puddin. I'd definitely give up Puddin for him. I'll give up my 2021 first round pick, and I'll give him my 2022 second round draft pick for him. You got to be able to give something. They ain't going to give him away for nothing, okay? So you got to give up something to get quality. And Taysom Hill, I put all that in the deal. Taysom Hill, Lattimore, and 2 draft picks. And if they need an O-line, Pete has always hurt anyway. He's counting 50-something million against your cap as well. They paid him handsomely. So I'd let them go for Wilson because, again, smaller, undersized quarterback with mobility, bigger arm, and actually in his prime with a better offensive line and way better weapons with Kamara and with Michael Thomas and who's the other wide receiver that we have, the little guy?
Tre'Quan Smith.
Tre'Quan Smith is the other one that we got. I can't think his name, but
you picked up that veteran from San Francisco.
Yes, that's the guy.
Sanders.
Yeah.
Sanders, yeah.
Yeah.
Sanders.
Yeah. He's
and Harris, whatever that dude is, that do the kickoff return.
Who got hurt in the last game.
Yeah. So I would definitely give those things up for him. I mean, I don't think it's going to break us because quarterbacks like him and Deshaun Watson, they don't come around. We've seen everybody trying to make this guy the next best quarterback. This guy's Justin Herbert's got Carson Wentz is the next guy. This guy, and they flame out. This guy, as Tyrone say, is a proven commodity. So I think this guy extends your Super Bowl run. Where at Breeze, it was at the end. This guy extends your Super Bowl run for another 4 years, and that's my opinion.
And he's a good locker room guy. You never hear any negativity coming out about him. I mean, he's winning on and off of the field.
And he knows how to do a better deal because he married Sierra after, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Take a better deal.
He's winning on and off the field.
Bring Sierra down here.
Bring Sierra.
Right? Maybe you want to get your commentary also on this week. Before you got on, Godfrey, we talked a little basketball action. What do you think? Which team is the most real team to you? Utah Jazz or Brooklyn Nets? Who do you think is the most real? Which one's a contender? Which one's a pretender?
I think Brooklyn. Utah is good. They're hot at the moment, but they're going to have a tougher road coming out of the Western Conference, whether they face the Clippers or the Lakers or some other boss or team that's going to come up. The Nets probably biggest challenges right now look like Philadelphia if Joe Embiid doesn't get hurt again. Mm-hmm. Boston with Tatum and Brown, they can get hot at any time, but there's not a whole lot of other competition in the East. Not at the championship level. I mean, anybody can get hot on any given night, but when Kevin Durant comes back after the All-Star break, they're going to be, I mean, what those three guys have played about 3 or 4 games together between him, Harden, and Kyrie. And I mean, now they're going after PJ Tucker, so they're trying to solidify the paint, at least on defense. I mean, they're going to be good. They're going to be hard to beat. And I think the West, they're going to wear themselves out beating up on each other.
So you saying the West is like the SEC? They kind of beat each other up. They don't get that undefeated record and kind of limp into the bowl games or limp into the postseason?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Because, I mean, if who do you, I mean, you have the Lakers, the Clippers, the Jazz. Portland can get hot at any time. Damian Lillard can beat you by himself. You never know what's gonna happen with John Wall in Houston. I mean, people sleeping on them. I know the team is a little disarray right now, but John Wall looks very good. And I mean, Victor Oladipo, once he hit his stride and get his win back, they're gonna be tough to defend at the guard. Mm-hmm. I mean, currently they still have PJ Tucker and they have the big youngster in the middle. So anything can happen, especially with injuries. I mean, if people are all excited over Utah, but if Donovan Mitchell sprains an ankle, that team is over with. Oh. If Rudy Gobert gets hurt, or his back gets hurt again, they have nothing in the middle. So they're a bunch of role players and they're doing pretty good, and it makes for good competition. But I guess I'm just not sold 100% on the Jazz yet.
Okay.
Who's your team, Godfrey? Who's your team of choice? Like, who you like?
Who do I like, or who do I think is going to win this year?
All right, give us both.
The team I like has been the Spurs, just for longevity, and they play basic basketball. You're going to get the pick and rolls. You're going to get a coach that demands respect, and you're going to be there because you want to be, not because you're a Spurs kid with a guaranteed contract. Well, I mean, we know that's how it is. Now, as far as who I think is going to win it, I think it'll come down to either the Nets or I'll step out and say maybe the Clippers. I don't know if AD is healthy enough right now to come back. And I was reading an article this morning where the Lakers are looking at doing a 1-for-1 trade with Eric Bledsoe and Dennis Schroeder. And I don't see how that's going to help.
Oh, no, please.
I just don't see how
Schroeder gave them a big lift last night.
Yeah, so I read something about JJ Redick. Them trying to make a push for JJ Redick. And they're trying to get a big man that used to play for Golden State. I can't think of the cat's name right off the bat. But that's who the Lakers are trying to make a push at. But I don't see the Pelicans letting go of Redick.
Guys, I look, everybody criticized Rob Pelinka early on, and they won a title, and everybody did the mea culpa. Like, he was great. You got to say, though, some of these moves that he made are not working out for the Lakers. This Marc Gasol, to me, has been a disaster. To let Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee go in place of Marc Gasol has been an absolute disaster. Okay, you did get a good pickup with a good decision with Schroeder, and Montrezl Harrell has been playing like a dog for you. But letting both of those guys go has been a problem. I mean,
unless they knew it was going to get to this point, and they making a push for Zach LaVine or Bradley Beal. When you're waiting until the All-Star game, you want to see what's going to pan out. Because if your team is at the bottom of the ladder, then it becomes wholesale after that. You know you got to do something. So
they're undersized in the front court.
What's that?
They're undersized in the front court.
Right.
That's the problem. I mean, you know, Marc Gasol can't check a grocery list right now. That boy using and abusing it. They ran the same pick and roll play for like 20 times. I was getting upset. I'm in my living room.
I know. I woke up.
Come on, man. Can somebody put a body on him? Gasol, come on.
They got away from the role players with Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. All they need is somebody in the middle to protect the rim and rebound. And they got away from that. They went with Gasol. I'd look to get McGee back.
Yeah,
that's a real nice pickup, but Gasol.
I'd never let Dwight Howard go.
No.
That athleticism waned when it got Gasol in exchange for that. The athleticism was gone too. And that was the thing about the Lakers. They could match up with anybody because of their length and the agility of the big men. Not just big men, but the agility of them, be able to run.
Yes, with those big guys, you were able to impose your will on the other team and say, we're going to play this way, y'all play y'all way, and let's see who wins. And you could make small adjustments, but with that lineup, it gave you the flexibility. Oh, I could put Dwight Howard on the Jokic because he's a little too big for AD. We don't want to bang him. or I could take him out and we could play small with LeBron as my big guy and play against Houston. But when I need him, I can come put JaVale McGee in. So when the guys do get past, he can, alter shots at the rim. Now you got none of that flexibility now with Gasol because you can only play this one way and with no athletic ability. All right.
Well, so he doesn't fit the offense.
No. Well, Godfrey, all the ball players that we have on the show, we always end up asking them the same question at the end. I see Don and them are smiling right now. So you play ball with all three of us that's on here. You have a 2-on-2 game. Who do you pick as your team member to win against the other two?
Let's see. That's tough. You and I have done that at Tulane in one. Don and I have done it at Ben Franklin, and I found it funny. And Tyrone and I have only played a couple of times together. So I don't know. I'd have to flip a coin. It would definitely be tough.
Flip one right now. You got it.
You got to answer, dog. We ain't getting no answer on this show.
Oh, man. You know what? If I had to pick one, I'll go with the meanest of the three of y'all.
Ooh.
Don.
Don is the meekest out of all three?
Hey, last time we played and Don was hitting you with the body shots, he had them penetrated your head.
Oh, that's how you saw it?
Dave lost his cool. You hear me, Tyrone? He lost his cool.
Oh, wow.
He was out there, Tyrone saw the tape.
I thought this was this when I was playing or this was after?
I don't know if you were there that night.
No, you wasn't that time.
I don't think he was.
No,
What did I do, Godfrey? Then they'll let you know if he saw it or not. What did I do?
You was coming around to the baseline and Don would hit you with the body, and every time you go up, Don wouldn't let you. And then you pushed him and you even came up like that one time.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't there, but I saw the videotape of that one.
I'm like, oh, he didn't even penetrated the mind.
But we played since then, though, right? We played since that happened.
That I've never seen Dave lose his cool before.
Ooh. Well, we've seen that all the time.
Yeah, but
you see that?
There is a 1-800 number for anger management.
You never seen him against the refs, Godfrey. I had to calm him down in several leagues when he going after the refs. I'm saying,
oh,
wait. And Don gonna be on your team? And you talking about anger management?
Well, I figured he'll wipe both of y'all out. I mean, he get mad, he gonna have a problem hitting y'all. So y'all won't take it personally.
Well, you know what? That's good, bro. I'm glad you chose Don. So we're gonna put that in the memory banks. So we'll play that matchup. Tyrone and I will play y'all too. You know what I mean? And then we'll revisit this show and we'll see how it all went out. We'll see who.
It seemed like you trying to intimidate our guests, and somehow me and Godfrey are not intimidated by that matchup.
I don't know. When we played at Tulane together, that worked too. So we know what each other will do.
Right.
So we're not worried about that. And if me and Tyrone get together, we're gonna just get out there and run y'all. So we can make for a positive combination.
You would get me right now because that 15 not playing ball is killing me.
Well, when are y'all gonna
once a week with the show?
When y'all gonna be free to open up again?
Well, is this gonna be tough? Dave, cut the tape, Dave. Cut the record, Dave. Cut the record.
Godfrey, the Yin Yang twins. Wait till you see my child.
Well, I got my shot. I got my shot 2 days ago. Or was it yesterday? No, I got it yesterday morning. So.
Oh, really?
Congratulations. So you qualified as an educator then?
Yeah.
According to the shot, he's qualified as an educator.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's good. He's a funny man back there.
I can't let you talk about my boy like that. He's an excellent educator, man.
Thank you.
Well, I'm hoping that Johnson & Johnson one-time shot will do it for me. So
that Johnson gonna give you a shot and put some talcum powder on your chest too.
Not talcum no more, brother. Not talcum.
Always protect the Johnson. Always protect the
They'll put some baby oil on his chest. Baby oil.
Oh, bro. Well, Godfrey, we enjoyed having you on the show. Guys, thanks for zooming in again with us. Remember, you can always join our show, Shoot the J. We're coming up on our 25th episode. We hope to have a special guest during that time. Godfrey, want to thank you for being our guest as well. I might throw some links up. If you have any links up, you can let me know about gaining wealth and accounting and any type of way to build family wealth. I'll throw that up on the screen. But we appreciate you having you on the show.
Okay, gentlemen. Good to see you all.
Good to see you too, Godfrey.
We're gonna get back in there soon. Yeah, you know. I mean, what you say, Red? I'm playing with the mask, though, of course.
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
All right. Very good. Let's make that happen.
All right, Jack.
All right. Later.